church basements humming after mass meetings, aluminum pans clattering, hands passing plates, and strategy whispered over the steam of hot greens. During the Civil Rights era, food was more than comfort. It was fuel, funding, and community care. Today, we're honoring 25 often overlooked soul foods that filled bellies, raised bail money, and kept people moving toward justice. Forgotten doesn't mean gone. Many families still love these dishes, but in mainstream food talk, they've been overshadowed. Let's give them their flowers. Hot water cornbread, those quick, golden patties cornmeal, mixed with boiling water. Pinched and fried were portable and cheap. They sopped up Potlikker, tucked into pockets, and stretched whatever was on the table. In long, organizing days, hot water cornbread was quick fuel you could make with pantry basics. Hoppin John, black-eyed peas and rice, often cooked with a bit of smoked meat. One pot, full protein, feeds a crowd. 4 organizers and families weighed down by segregation's costs. Hoppin John meant sustenance and symbolism prosperity on a plate. Field, peas, and snaps. Crowder peas or purple hulls simmered with snappy green beans and a scrap of fatback. Nutrient-dense, hearty, and adaptable to whatever you had. These peas kept well and could be served with cornbread for a complete working meal. Neck bones and rice. Economical cuts like pork neck bones simmered into silky broth, ladled over rice. Its pure, comfort-rich flavor from scraps. Proof that resourcefulness cooks like abundance. Warm, filling bowls for cool nights after marches and meetings. Collards, mustards, and turnips plus Potlikker. Greens were the backbone. The mineral-rich broth Potlikker was prized and sipped or poured over cornbread. Greens traveled from church kitchens to home tables, seasoned with smoked turkey, ham hocks, or a dash of pepper sauce. Butterbeans, Lima beans, big, tender beans, simmered with onion and a bit of salt pork or smoked turkey. A budget protein that's pure southern velvet in a spoon. Beans made sense. Cheap, hearty, and easy to scale for a crowd. Skillet cabbage. Cabbage sliced thin, kissed by oil or drippings, with onions and pepper. Cabbage stores well, feeds many, and costs little exactly. The kind of side dish that turned a plate into a meal, especially during months-long boycotts. Okra and tomatoes. A pan of stewed okra and tomatoes reflects African roots, southern soil, and the genius of making summer's abundance last. Served over rice or with cornbread, it's bright, tangy, and deeply home. Succotash. Corn and Lima beans. Sometimes okra, sometimes tomatoes. Fresh in summer, dried or canned in winter. Succotash is a lesson in pairing pantry staples to get color, carbs, and protein in one humble spoon. Salmon, canned salmon, mixed with onion, egg, and crumbs. Panned, fried crisp. Croquettes were weekday elegance on a worker's budget, grit hot or cool. Perfect for lunch, boxers on long organizing days. Chicken, gizzards, and gravy. Nothing wasted. Gizzards cleaned, slow simmered until tender, then smothered with onion gravy over rice or mashed potatoes. Offcuts like these were accessible when money was tight and the slow simmer was worth every minute. Sardines and saltines with hot sauce, shelf, stable, no stove required. Sardines on crackers with a shake of hot sauce-fueled fieldwork, road trips, and late nights. In an era where safe restaurants weren't guaranteed, this simple combo traveled with dignity and flavor. Pig's feet, pickled or stewed. Resourceful and celebratory, depending on the day. Pickled feet kept well, and stewed feet turned gelatin, rich and tender. Served with greens or on their own, they reflect the ingenuity that shaped soul food. Chitlins, a winter specialty, cleaned meticulously, slow cooked until tender and seasoned right. Chitlins are a memory dish holiday tables, storytelling, hard work in the kitchen. A reminder that culture is passed by hand and by taste. Cracklin Cornbread. Cornbread studded with crispy pork cracklings. Crunchy, savory pops in every bite. Perfect with beans and potlikker, and a surefire way to make a humble meal feel special. Sweet potato pone. More pudding than pie. Grated sweet potato, baked with warm spices, sugar, and sometimes a bit of cornmeal. It traveled well, sliced neatly, and gave sweet, slow energy after long services or meetings. Old-fashioned tea. Simple sugar cookies, often made from a grandmother's handwritten recipe. Tea cakes were portable joy treats for kids after choir practice. Comfort for tired adults. Love you could hold. Butter roll? Dessert. Imagine soft, cinnamon-swirled dough, baked in a sweet milled sauce like a cobbler and a cinnamon roll, had a southern baby. Butter rolls were a church supper gold. Cheap ingredients, unforgettable taste. Pound cake? Dense, buttery, dependable. Pound cake survived car rides, picnic baskets, and church basements. It also raised money baked and sold by community organizers like Georgia Gilmore, whose Club from Nowhere helped fund the Montgomery bus boycott. Sorghum, or cane syrup, with biscuits. A hot biscuit split open and drizzled with sorghum or cane syruphy. Mineral sweet, syrup kept without refrigeration and delivered calories when work was long and cash was short. Chow chow and pepper sauce. These condiments made everything sing. Chow chow tangy relish of green tomatoes. Cabbage, onions brightened beans and greens. Vinegar pepper sauce cut through richness and perked up simple plates. Fried catfish, fish fry plates. Fish fries were community magnets and fundraisers paper, boats of golden catfish, white bread, slaw. Beyond the flavor, those plates often turned into bus tickets, legal help, and meeting funds. Boiled peanuts, soft, salty, and perfect for road trips, especially when safe stops were limited. Sold roadside in paper bags. Boiled peanuts are a southeastern staple that nourished travelers and volunteers alike. Pimento, cheese sandwich, sharp cheddar, pimentos, a touch of mayo and spice. Spread on white bread. It's cool, cheap, and fill and deal for boxed lunches during boycotts, sit-ins, or long days at the church. Red drink and church punch. From hibiscus red drink with West African roots to bright church punch and sweet tea. A cold cup served more than refreshment, it served welcome. Hydration matters when you're standing up for hours. Hospitality matters when you're standing up to power. Food powered the civil rights era because people powered the movement, and people need to eat. Women's auxiliaries, church mothers, home cooks, club organizers, often unnamed fed. Hope one plate at a time. Which of these have you tasted? Which ones did your elders make? Drop a comment, share a memory, and if you can, write down those recipes. Our history deserves a seat at the table. If this video fed your spirit, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who knows the smell of hot greens and fresh cornbread. Until next time, take care, and take care of each other.